How to lose weight without counting calories. Now, before I go any further, if you're watching me live right now, comment live down below. If you're watching me on the replay at some point in the future, whether it be like today, tomorrow, next week, next month, whenever that may be, comment replay down below. So, do you need to track what you eat? Do you need to count your calories in order to lose weight and lower your A1C and achieve remission? Technically, you don't. But whether or not you track what you eat, whether or not you count calories, calories still count. Calories still matter. Okay. Now, it doesn't matter what dieting approach you follow. It doesn't matter whether you follow keto, Weight Watchers, paleo. It doesn't matter. If you are not consuming fewer calories than what your body expends, of course, you will not lose weight. You will not burn fat, resulting in your desired weight loss. So, if we want to lose weight, we must create a calorie deficit through some means. And today, we're going to go through I think it was 8 or 9 ways of, or 8 or 9 things for you to focus on if you want to lose weight without counting calories. Okay, so with this, of course, there are some downsides, and that does mean that there's got to be some restriction somewhere. Okay, which is not something that I like to coach the clients that we or the ladies on our team, but I think this is a great place to start if you want to lose weight without having to track or count your calories. Okay, so let's get started. Number 1, eat protein at every meal. So protein helps you feel fuller for longer, which I'm sure you've all heard before in the past. Okay, but how? So protein lowers the levels of our hunger hormone called ghrelin, leading to us feeling satiated for longer, fuller for longer. If you eat protein at every meal, you are, sorry, I've got something in my eye. But if you eat protein at every meal, you are going to feel fuller for longer. If you feel fuller for longer, you are far less likely to experience cravings. You are far less likely to want to snack. You are far less likely to eat bigger portions elsewhere that day. And if you're not experiencing cravings, if you're not snacking, if you're not eating bigger portions, you are, of course, going to be eating fewer calories. So all of these points are inevitably going to lead to the action of consuming fewer calories. Okay, so number 1, eat protein at every meal. This could be protein shakes. There could be, lean protein sources in regards to meat, chicken, turkey. Doesn't really matter, but find a protein that you enjoy and make a goal of consuming, that protein or some sort of protein at every meal, whether it be a lean meat source or, an easy and convenient protein shake. Right? Number 1, eat protein at every meal. Number 2, eat more vegetables. So vegetables are a high volume, low calorie food, meaning you can eat a lot of them at the cost of not many calories, because consuming fewer calories, reducing your calorie intake does not mean eating less food. Okay, eating lower calories, eating less calories does not mean eating less food. You can eat a lot of vegetables at the cost of not many calories. Okay, green beans, zucchinis, broccoli, cauliflower, spinach. I could go on all day, but these are foods that, again, you can eat a lot of. Foods that are going to fill up your stomach, leading to you feeling fuller for longer. Foods that are full of fiber, slowing down digestion, leading to you feeling fuller for longer. These are foods that can satisfy you psychologically because you've just had, a big meal. So number 2, eat more veggies. Number 3, drink more water. So most people that I speak to aren't drinking anywhere near enough water. Okay, water helps us obviously be hydrated. If you're hydrated, of course, you're going to have a higher level of mental clarity, more energy. You are more likely to maybe make the right choice when it comes to food and therefore obviously calories. Okay. Drinking sufficient water can help keep your stomach full, which leads to your stomach sending, I guess you could say, fullness signals to your brain. Again, far less likely to experience cravings, snacking, and far less likely to eat bigger meals, bigger portions, which all feeds back to eating fewer calories. Okay, so number 3, drink more water. Number 4, replace drinks that contain calories with drinks that don't contain calories. Okay, so replacing, your normal Pepsi with, a Pepsi Max, a Diet Pepsi, your Coke with a Coke Zero or a Diet Coke. Those are just one examples of many. Forget swapping your Starbucks, cappuccino with maybe just a black coffee or a coffee that maybe doesn't contain as many calories. But reducing the amount of calories that you drink and swapping that with drinks that don't contain calories or fewer calories is, of course, going to lead to you consuming fewer calories, which is, I'm sure you get the gist by now, exactly what we're wanting to achieve. All right, good. Number 4, drink less calories. Number 5, find a structure that suits you. Are you going to be intermittent fasting, aka skipping breakfast? How many meals a day are you going to be eating? Are you going to be eating 2 meals? Are you going to be eating 3 meals? How many snacks are you going to be eating? Find some structure and try your best to adhere to that structure, whatever that may be. Because one of the reasons why people struggle to lose weight and lower their A1C is because their structure is non-existent. Okay, so create some structure within your day, your Monday to Friday and your Saturday to Sunday. Okay, find a structure that suits you. Number 6, limit snacking. Not eliminating, not eradicating snacking, but limiting. Okay, do you often find yourself snacking on the way home from work? Often find yourself snacking, between breakfast and lunch. There's nothing wrong with snacking. You can still snack and lose weight and lower your A1C. But if we're wanting to reduce calories, which is, again, the aim of the game, then we're wanting to reduce the amount of times that we do snack. Okay, so number 6, limit snacking. Number 7, cook more meals at home. So, it's no secret that takeout, going out to eat, contains far more calories than the food that you prepare at home. I don't mean stop eating takeout altogether. I don't mean stop eating out altogether, because it's going to be miserable and you're not going to stick to it. Okay, but cook more meals at home. Maybe just eat out. Maybe go out to restaurants once a week and maybe grab takeout just once a week instead of the 3, 4, even 5 times a week that it is currently happening. That is going to lead to you consuming fewer calories and, of course, losing more body fat. Okay, so number 7, cook more meals at home. And last but not least, eat less bad foods. And the reason why I've got quotation marks over the word bad is because, first of all, this would kind of be relatable. Bad foods, we're talking about cookies, sweets, potato chips, whatever that may be. However, the reality is there are no such thing as bad foods. If you label foods as being good or bad, especially bad, you are reinforcing a negative relationship with food. When you eat those foods that you view as being bad, how are you going to feel? Wow, you're going to feel pretty bad. You're going to feel guilty. You're going to feel like you've done something which you shouldn't have done. So when I say bad foods, what I really mean and what I want you to continue to do or to work on doing is relabeling those foods as being more nutritious foods and less nutritious foods. So more nutritious, whole fresh foods, lean meat sources, fruits, vegetables. Less nutritious, all of those things that we've been talking about. The more highly processed foods. We've got sweets, candy, potato chips, things like that. They're not bad, they are less nutritious. But we don't want to eliminate these foods. We just want to reduce these foods. Because if you say, right, diet starts Monday, I'm not going to eat cookies, chocolate, pizza, I'm not going to go to my favorite takeout, you're not going to stick to it. You are not going to stick to it. Life is going to be miserable. It is going to be completely and entirely unsustainable. You're going to do it for a few weeks or even maybe a month, but you're not going to do it for the next 6, 9, 12, 18 months plus. If you could, you would have already done it. So stop lying to yourself. It's not a problem with motivation or I just need to do better. It's unsustainable. It is a broken approach. It doesn't work. So instead of maybe saying, okay, I'm not going to eat these things, rather than having 6 cookies, I'm just going to have 2 or 3. Rather than having cookies every day, I'm just going to have cookies 2 to 3 days a week, all in moderation. And this is important because eating less of these highly processed, high calorie foods, of course, is going to lead to you consuming less calories, which is exactly what we need in order to elicit fat loss, resulting in your desired weight loss. Okay, now obviously we've had to create lots of guidelines here because if we're not tracking what we eat, then we've got to create structure, which is what we're doing here. We're reducing calories by creating structure in the method of how we eat. Okay, if you track what you eat, that doesn't necessarily need to happen, but this is a great place to start if you're wanting to start losing weight, and then several weeks or even months later, maybe tracking what you eat, counting calories. But that is entirely up to you. Okay, I hope you found this helpful. I hope you made some notes. If not, go back, replay it, make tons of notes. If you did find it helpful, comment helpful down below, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Take care.